So tomorrow is the big day, and I'm getting new teeth from ClearChoice in the Woodlands. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm anxious, I'm ready. I'm all of these things, but probably mostly nervous. I've had failing teeth most of my life, as far as I can remember. I've had root canals, I've had caps, fillings, I've had extractions. I've tried teeth whitening, but teeth whitening doesn't help failing teeth. I even went as far to where I would buy and purchase darker shirts, because when I would wear a lighter shirt, it just highlighted how ugly my teeth were and how bad they were. I have perfected the closed mouth smile. My wife has a beautiful smile. And when we take pictures, take a look at some of these. You will see that I take a picture standing next to her, and I always close my mouth because I realize my smile looks bad, really bad. So I've perfected it. I didn't realize that my smile was bad just when I became an adult. I realized back in high school that my teeth were failing, my teeth were unhealthy. And so I started closing my mouth back when I was in high school. My unhealthy and ugly smile ends tomorrow because I'm going to the Woodlands to Dr. Jacob at ClearChoice, and I'm gonna get new teeth. I'm making this video so I can show you my experience, and I hope that it helps you throughout this process. I really debated on whether doing this because let's face it, when you put these types of videos up, they're not flattering. And so ultimately I'm doing this because I hope that it will help if you're considering alternative to ugly and unhealthy teeth, that this video will help you with your process of making a decision. Now, I watched a lot of videos. I considered a lot of different options. I went to ClearChoice in the Woodlands, and then after going there, I looked at other things, and I will tell you, I kept going back and comparing everything that I was looking at to ClearChoice. I'm gonna end this first video with this. Tomorrow at this time, I will be in the middle of my procedure. I am going to walk out tomorrow with my temporary teeth, and I shouldn't be in any pain. And I'm ready to start this journey. And I hope my experience helps you. Thank you for watching. Notice, closed smile. After tomorrow, I'm gonna open it up. Good morning. It's a little after 5 a.m. and I'm on my way for my procedure. I am scheduled to be there at 5:40 a.m. and we're on our way. So here we go. So this time yesterday, I was in my procedure. So today is day one. And I have some swelling. This isn't my natural face. I have some swelling, and I think I'm gonna swell more over the next couple of days. I'm not in any pain because of the meds, the ice. I'm talking funny because of the swelling. Just meds, ice, and rest. So, I like them. My wife likes them. I can't even imagine how much she's gonna like it when all this goes away. So, we'll keep you updated. But so far, Dr. Jacob and her crew, they did an amazing job. And I'll go back next week for a checkup. Good afternoon. I am now 4 days past my surgery date. I am in relatively little pain, and everything has taken shape exactly as Dr. Jacob said that it would. I still have some swelling and a little bruising. I'm now applying heat versus ice, and I am progressing 4 days after surgery. I think I'm progressing pretty well.
seeing these new teeth, that's a tremendous motivator. I know that I could have continued to accept the pain and could have gone several more years just doing odd repairs to my teeth. But 4 days after surgery, I now go, why did I wait so long? Why did I wait? I think part of it was the fear, because it was such a huge change. But now, having gone through the surgery, and I'm 4 days into an 8-month recovery before I get my final teeth, I am so glad that I did this. But if this is what it looks like after 4 days, you can imagine what it's going to look like when the swelling goes down and everything's healed and I get my final teeth. It's going to be amazing. It's one thing to go into something like this and hope that the people that are caring for you are what they're portraying when you're going through the evaluation process. I can tell you with absolute certainty that Dr. Jacob cares about my recovery. She has texted, she has called, and the entire team has gone out of their way to make this process as painless as they could for me. They have so many patients, but the fact that they can make it personal and make my recovery, because it's personal to me, make my recovery easier, and so that I'm not surprised about things that are coming up, it just means the world to me. I hope you enjoy my videos. I'll stay in touch. It's been 8 days since my procedure, and I'm going back over to the Woodlands to see Dr. Jacob today, and for her to take a look, see how I'm doing. This is actually my first day in a car. I've been staying at home, resting. My wife has been taking care of me. Look at her, she's awesome. She's been taking care of me, and so I look forward to going to see Dr. Jacob today and her team, and letting them take a look, and then preparing for the next couple of months to see what I need to do. You can tell in my voice that I still have some swelling, and getting used to speaking. I have a little bit of an S sound, and so I'm just having to work through that. But I'm looking forward to this consultation with the doctor, and look forward to seeing her and the team, and seeing where we go from here. We just arrived here at the ClearChoice in the Woodlands, and I was thinking about last time 8 days ago, arriving early in the morning before 6 a.m. and how nervous I was. And today I'm so looking forward to seeing Dr. Jacob and having this consultation. Really looking forward to it. So I just got back from my first appointment post-surgery 8 days ago, and I got to meet with Dr. Jacob and the team. I received a really good report that my gums are healing as expected. I was also given instructions on how to care for them and my teeth moving forward. I will continue to use the IO rinse and the diluted mouthwash, and I will start using a water pick in 2 weeks. An interesting thing happened today when I went into the office for the visit. I walked in and I was greeted by the ladies at the front desk. They knew my name. I checked in for the appointment, And then I asked them if I could get a picture. They said yes, and so I got a picture with them, and in the picture, I had my mouth closed. I forgot I have great looking teeth. And so I asked them if I could retake the picture, and they were very kind, and they said absolutely. So we took another picture, and this time I made sure that I smiled. My dental implant surgery was number 4704 for Dr. Jacob and her team. That's 4,704 smiles that are walking around right now. My wife and I walked out of the appointment, and my wife looked at me and she said, "Those people are so amazing." Now, she didn't sit in a surgery chair, but you can tell the way they interact with me. You can see the way they interact with other people in their office, that these are just truly special people. I will continue to post videos throughout my recovery, and I hope you find them helpful, and I hope you find them informative. Look at that. This process, it is a process, and you have to have a positive attitude, and you have to have a really great team behind you. So today is the 2-week anniversary of my surgery. And between the surgery and today, I've had numerous family members and friends asking me about the surgery. And so I haven't discussed any of that with you, so I thought I would kind of go through what that day was like and what I remember. First, we arrived at 5:40 a.m. and we went inside, and I got taken back to the room, and they had me go to the restroom, and because I was going to be under sedation for a long time, I go to the restroom, and then I go in, and I had received a note saying, bring an extra pair of pants and underwear, because some patients go so deep into sedation that they wet themselves. And this was very concerning to me. I certainly didn't want to wet myself. As a matter of fact, I got in the chair, and they got me hooked up to different monitors and things, and they put the IV in, and they got me hooked up, and they're listening to my heart. I can hear my heart on a monitor, and they have the thing on my finger checking my oxygen saturation levels. And so as I'm laying there, I start thinking about, I hope I don't go to the restroom. I hope I don't wet myself. I start thinking about, man, I do not want to wet myself. And as I'm thinking this, I guess my heart rate started beeping a little faster, and one of the technicians asked me, said, "Mr. Ballard, are you okay?" And I was like, I'm okay. And I finally just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. It didn't happen. So that was the first thing I checked when I woke up. They do a few things, and I feel the first kind of shot kind of go in my mouth, and then next thing you know, I'm waking up, and I am having this laser treatment for the stitches. And I'm kind of just laying there, my mouth is open, and I have these, these lasers that are being, I can't feel it, but it's being used to kind of, and it's supposed to help the healing process. So after that's completed, I get to sit up, kind of pivot to my right, and I get helped into a wheelchair. And this whole time they're asking, are you okay? Are you dizzy? Can we help you? And you can't really talk, and so but you can motion. And so I get wheeled to the restroom, and I get helped up walked into the restroom. There's a bar there, and I'm good enough. I can go to the restroom, and I apologize if this is just too much information. I'm telling you this is my story. So I go back out, and I get in the chair, and at this time I have gauze in my mouth, and I get taken into a room, a private room with a recliner. It's really nice. It's and a blanket's put over me, and it's warm, and it's really nice, and just a kind of a dark room. My wife is in there, and my wife said something to me, but I can't really talk, and I'm really kind of out of like that, and so I fall asleep, and I probably sleep, I don't know, for maybe just lay there maybe a couple of hours, and then I come to. They give me something. I think they give me an Ensure to drink. I'm not sure, but I think they give me an Ensure to drink, and I have that, and then I get back in the wheelchair and get wheeled back down to the room. My wife comes with me, and this is when they start putting these teeth in. And so I'm laying there, they're screwing them in, they're doing all of this, and I am, just kind of wondering, okay, what's this going to look like, And you've watched videos like I've watched videos, and we've seen different people be handed the mirror, and you get your first view. I am a person that's easily brought to tears. Okay, I'm an easy crier. So it's emotional when you smile, and you see that looking back at you. It's a moment. And the doctors, they get to experience this again and again and again. But for us, it's our first time to see this. And so it's somewhat of an emotional moment. And you're so grateful. And you're just sitting there, and you're still under the influence of some of the medications that you're on, but you're totally aware of this moment, and you're totally aware of where you are in all of this. So you're on your way back, right? After a little bit, I get up, and I'm walking past all of these people that have taken part of this. I'm walking past them. I have my doctor, I have my surgeon, I have my technician, I have all of these people. And as you go through, you just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're just walking past, thank you so much. And you're getting hugs. Literally, you've been there, as you're leaving. For me, I was leaving around 6 p.m. I'd been there all day, and they just took such good care of me. And I'm leaving, and I'm telling all of these people thank you, and then walk outside, and I get in the car. My wife and I were riding home, and I'm still pretty numbed up and not feeling anything. I mean, you feel nothing. Now here we are, we're going home, and we come in the house at night, and I remember walking in the house, and I took a video. And so when I got in the house, this is the video that I took. Hello there. It's the night of the procedure. I have some swelling, and this video is going to be very short. I just wanted you to see this is what they look like. So that was 2 weeks ago. And so here I am. I still have a long journey ahead of me, but I will tell you, it's pretty amazing to go from that day and all of the anxieties that you start that day with, and then you come home. I still haven't figured out how to smile. Like my wife and I, We went and had dinner for the first time with friends. And, you know, I'm having this broth and some pasta. They walk in and, you know, I'm like this. And so my wife and I will take a picture, and I still haven't figured out if it's, sometimes I feel like I'm faking this smile. You know, I don't know. It's kind of a new process to show my teeth when I smile, but I'll get better at it. So that's my story for my day, and I hope you enjoy these videos. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. It's week 3 after my procedure, and I'm doing great. I think back over the last 3 weeks, and I still have a lisp. I'm still learning to talk. I'm still learning to eat. I'm still learning to go through the process of cleaning my teeth. Today, I get to start using a water pick, so my gums are healing, and I am so grateful for where I am today. I'm looking forward to the next, you know, several months and getting my permanent teeth. These are my temporary teeth. I feel like my recovery has gone probably as good as a recovery can go. I have tried to be the model patient, meaning by doing what Dr. Jacob has asked, I think is the reason that my recovery has been going so well. Dr. Jacob told me this is what's going to happen, and she laid it out for me. And it's incredible because what she described is what I'm experiencing. I'm here 3 weeks later, and I will tell you, you know, those teeth, they're good, they look good, and these are just my temporary teeth. I was texting with Dr. Jacob just a couple of days ago. Now that alone is pretty amazing, that you'll get a text and the doctor just wants to check and see how you're doing. It's pretty cool that you can have a doctor that cares, and it's pretty cool that you can have this communication and kind of talk during your recovery. You're not just a patient when you're at the office, that they're checking in to see how you're doing. They're checking in to see if you're eating. They're checking in to see how you're feeling. They're checking in to see if you're happy. If you're sitting there and you're making this decision, you're going through the process, or maybe you just stumbled onto this video and you've never considered it, I would just say to you, listen, my teeth, I was in pain. My teeth hurt. And I was having to choose which side I was chewing on. And then sometimes I would switch sides. And then I would switch sides because I was trying to find the area where I could chew and it was comfortable and it didn't hurt as much. It always hurt, but where it didn't hurt as much. So here I am 3 weeks after my procedure, and I'm feeling very good about the decision. And I look back and say, I think my timing to do this was perfect. I think that my timing kind of correlated with me just being tired of the pain, tired of having bad teeth, ugly teeth, failing teeth. And so I think my timing was really perfect. As I've mentioned, I know that I could have gone longer. I know that I could have endured the pain. I could have dealt with, I could have done, you know, get another extraction here, get another extraction up here, get another root canal, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, guess what? My teeth felt terrible and they looked terrible. So now I'm in no pain. 3 weeks later, I have 0 pain. 3 weeks later, I have a beautiful smile. 3 weeks later, I'm eating a little bit more and a little bit more. I am following what protocol is for, you know, soft foods, that type of thing, pastas, meatballs, you know, things like that. So
I'm following that protocol, and between what I feel like I'm giving up in terms of being able to eat right now versus being here with these teeth, I would rather be here and having these teeth, because I know that at the conclusion of this, I'm going to be able to eat whatever I want to, pain-free. And I'm going to have beautiful teeth. When you look in the mirror and you see beautiful teeth smiling back at you, that is a tremendous motivator. It's a great way to start the day. It's a great way to end the day. We have all seen the ClearChoice moment when someone is handed the mirror and gets to see their new teeth for the first time. It's pretty powerful to see all of these individuals handed the mirror and they get to see these brand new teeth, their new smile, they get to see it for the first time. What I'm most connected to is how all of these people talked about how it made them feel. So you're handed this mirror and you're seeing these teeth for the first time, and it is very emotional to see that. And it talks about, they're not talking about how, wow, my oral health is so much better. That's not what they're saying. They're saying how it makes them feel about themselves, how they feel now as they look at themselves, because you know that all of these people have been self-conscious the way that I was self-conscious. All of these people had hurting teeth. All of these people had their different reasons. They all have a different story. I have my own story. It's almost like every single person says, wow, I waited and I waited. I wish I'd have done it sooner. And, you know, that's the thing where every person has to make that judgment on when it's the time for them. But I will just tell you, if you're sitting here and you're watching this video and you've watched videos where people have held a mirror up and you've seen it, how they get emotional, you've heard these stories, and you're sitting there, you're going, yeah, but I'm afraid, you know. And look, there's no person that's ever been more afraid of going to the dentist than this guy. Let's talk about cost. I was in a situation where I had 2 teeth molars on this side where they had been extracted and there was no space. I had another place where I was about to get another molar extracted. I had 3 on this side. I had half a tooth up here that had broken off and was missing. I had all kinds of dental work from, you name it, I've had it. So I was at the point where I was going to have to get individual implants here and here, and I was going to have to get implants up here and maybe one over here. And by the time I looked at that, after I got all of these individual implants, after I did all of that work and I spent all that time, at the end of the day, the teeth that I still had remaining, they weren't great. And my smile wasn't great. And so I was going to have to get something done, continued with those teeth. And so for me, when I considered these individual implants or just doing everything at one time, it was an easy choice. I went from not ever smiling and showing my teeth, where now I like it. I always enjoy connecting and giving you my journey, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. It's been 6 weeks since my procedure. It's been 6 weeks of having these beautiful new teeth. And that's 6 weeks of smiling in a way that I've never smiled before. Listen, looking in the mirror and seeing this beautiful smile is really life-changing. And that may sound like it's an overstatement, but I'm telling you, let me show you some pictures
of me when I was traveling this past week at the airport, because we like to send to our grandkids pictures that says, we're on our way, we're gonna be there shortly. So we like to do that. And I'm gonna show you some other pictures, and you can tell there is an amazing contrast in my smile. These are obvious. You can tell the ones where I have my new teeth, and you can tell the ones where I don't. And that's an amazing contrast. The other thing that you're probably going to notice if you watch my first video, which I would suggest that you do because it brings you all the way through to where I am today, you're gonna notice that I've lost weight, okay? I will tell you, my weight loss has nothing to do with not being able to eat at all. When I was under pain medication, I didn't drink any beer. I didn't drink any wine. I don't know if that's a rule. That's just what I did. I didn't drink any beer, didn't drink any wine. I have eaten really well, and I've been exercising more. So between my exercising and cutting out the beer and the wine, listen, this past week, I had a few drinks, nothing over the top. But at the end of the day, new teeth or no new teeth, I needed to lose weight. So this was just these things working together, and me losing weight was something that I wanted to do. I will tell you, having these beautiful teeth, it was something that I just got this new inspiration in my life of wanting to look healthier, not just with my smile, but with every part of me. And so this is kind of the journey that I'm on. It's kind of this mentality of like a reset, if you will. My portions of what I'm eating, again, I'm eating what I want to eat. I'm eating what within the guidelines that the doctor has set forth. I will tell you, I'm absolutely not starving myself, and I'm having a bowl of ice cream every single night. And that's not an exaggeration. You know, so I think between exercise and a number of other things, I think that's the reason you may see some weight change. But all of that is part of this kind of reset that I've set for myself. And look. So I am back today to see Dr. Jacob for my 2-month appointment. This is the first time I've been here in 2 months, and so I'm looking forward to having them take a look to see how I've been doing, to take a look at my teeth. This is gonna be awesome. Just got home from my 2-month visit with Dr. Jacob and her team at ClearChoice in the Woodlands. Today, when I went into the office, I was welcomed by name. They were expecting me, and very shortly after I got there, I was called back. I spent most of my time today with Maria. And Maria, she took out my teeth. She explained exactly what they were going to be doing in the order that they were going to be doing it, and she just made me comfortable and at ease with every single step of the process. They took out my teeth. They did some digital imaging for future use when they prepare for my final set of teeth. And then they started the process of taking out all of my stitches on top and all of my stitches on the bottom. Once they removed the stitches, they did a few other things. And then after they did that, they put my teeth back in. My next appointment's going to be on December the 12th. I'm going to go in, and while I'm there, they're going to take these teeth out. They're going to go through some of the same things, but it's at that appointment where we're going to start making preparations for my final set of teeth. Overall, today's visit went absolutely perfect. It once again confirms to me that I made a great choice in selecting ClearChoice with Dr. Jacob and the team. I am now aware that when I smile and I show this smile, I'm reflecting what I feel in my heart. If you've ever had a child look at you and smile, that's what they're reflecting. And I think it really is telling that when I smile and I show my new smile, I believe that there is something there that wasn't there before. I don't think my smile reflected before how I feel in my heart, and now I do. When we smile, we're saying things without saying things. And when I'm communicating to my 1-year-old granddaughter who can't talk, with this smile, that says so much to her. It's still a beautiful smile. I get questions emailed to me from posting these videos. And so today, I thought I would do the 10 most asked questions to me, and I hope you like this video. Absolutely 100%. I can remember counting down the days, and this is even when you know that you've made a good selection in your doctor and where you're going, you just kind of get to the point where you're just ready for the anticipation to be over and for the actual procedure to occur. And that's what happened. You just get to where you're just ready. Let's do this. And this is absolutely the most asked question. I will tell you, I never experienced any pain. On the day of the procedure, obviously they do all of the different things, but I never experienced any pain. As the prescribed medications are being weaned off, and you're just taking your other pain medications like the Advil gel caps, no pain, no pain. I can't emphasize that enough. There was no pain. If I had to pick to a point and say, okay, there was some pain here. I remember when I was getting my stitches out, there was one stitch in the back that was kind of down just a little bit, and there was a little pinch there, but that really wasn't something that would make you go, okay, I don't want to do this because of that one little pinch. This is another big question that I will get. They lay out for you all of the things that you can eat, and you can eat a lot, okay? I'm kind of the person where I have what I like and I stick with it. So I love pasta. I love meatballs. So absolutely I'm eating that. There are different things that I will eat, different types of soups. If you can push a fork through the whatever it is, if you can push a fork through it like a pancake or something like that, if you can push a fork through it, you can eat it. Most of my friends notice that I've lost weight. They can see it in my face, okay? And then as we're having conversations, they will notice that my speech is a little bit different, that I have the lisp. And then because I'm thinking that they're asking themselves, okay, something is different, I will actually bring it up and say, well, this is what I did. And then they have a ton of questions and they want to know about my experience and that type of thing. But in terms of just absolutely right off the bat, do friends notice? I will say, no, for the most part, they don't. They notice that something's different. And then when I mention it, I say, yes, I have new teeth. What do you think? And they'll all go, wow, your teeth are beautiful, you know? So then they start to notice, and then they start asking all of these questions that I'm answering for you right now. How they look, I think they look great. In terms of the comparison to my original teeth, it's definitely an advantage not feeling pain. You have a lot of sensitivity with your original teeth that you don't have. I guess you could say in my case, and I think in most people's case that do this, that sensitivity is not good because you're in pain. You're in pain when you eat and you say, okay, I'm not going to eat this because it hurts too much. I'm in no pain right now. And the other advantage I will say is the fact that they're beautiful. My other teeth weren't beautiful. I didn't want to show them. These, I'm absolutely proud to show these teeth when I smile. So there you go. That's the comparison. Absolutely 100% no. I have no regrets. Most people have seen the commercial with ClearChoice where they do it all in one day. They take your teeth out, they put the post in, then they give you your temporary teeth, and you go home in one day. with your temporary teeth. And can they really do that? Absolutely. When you see their facilities, you will know that everything they've said that they can do, they can absolutely do in one day. Wow. Yes, I am absolutely happy with ClearChoice. I am so happy with my doctor. I'm happy with the team. You really feel like you've met these people and they've solved this problem for you, and you're part now of their family. And that's not an overstatement. They're totally invested in your success and in your happiness. They're invested in this. And you can tell by the way that they interact with you. You're not just a patient coming in and leaving in out of sight, out of mind. Not at all. They want this to be a very positive experience and for you to love your new teeth. What is the difference between temporary teeth and permanent teeth? Well, as you know, these are my temporary teeth. I will be getting, at my final appointment, I'll be getting my permanent teeth. There is a difference. I can't tell you what I'm going to experience differently till I get those, but there is a difference in the way that they're manufactured because these are forever. These are the teeth you're going to have forever. Here's an interesting point. There was a place that I was considering, and in this particular place that I had called and I was considering, they were going to give me my permanent teeth on the day of the procedure. My permanent teeth. That makes no sense to me, because from the time that you have your procedure to the time that you should get your permanent teeth, your mouth is going to be transitioning because you're having your teeth extracted. That's a process. The healing of that is a process. The titanium posts that go in your mouth, they have to heal in there. And as all of that's taking place, there is a healing that's going on, that's taking place over this 8 to 9 month period, right? If you have your permanent teeth and your mouth is continuing to heal, you may have permanent teeth that aren't suited for how your jaw has healed. If someone were looking and said, look at all the times you've got to go back. Look at all the times you've got to go. We can do this in one time. I would rather get it right. And if getting it right means I need to go back and get more measurements because my mouth has changed over the healing process, I want to make sure that my permanent teeth are suited to all these changes. Versus, let's take all these out, let's put your permanent teeth in, and if things change, well, I'm sorry, you're stuck with those teeth. And it also kind of sounds like maybe they want you to come in, take care of it all in one day, and then they don't have to mess with you again. Rather, my doctor wants to make sure they get it right. So going back and then going back and going back isn't a negative. It allows them to follow how my mouth is healing so that when they give me my permanent teeth, I have the teeth fit perfectly for my mouth. People ask me, when you get your permanent teeth, what's the first meal you're going to have? For me, it's going to be fajitas. It might be a filet. It may be both. Probably a filet and probably fajitas. Probably. That's probably going to be it. And in between now and that time, here's the thing. I get to still have this beautiful smile. It's pretty awesome. Did you see the TV series 1883 with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill? One of the things that stood out to me is their perfect teeth. I'm not sure perfect teeth were appropriate for that time period, but it's a great series. You need to see it. Now, not all TV actors, not all movie stars were born with perfect teeth. And then at some point in their career, they decided, my teeth don't look good, and I'm going to change that. I think they did it for the same reason that I did it. and maybe they're at the same place you are right now because you're watching this video. Last week, I turned 61, and I can tell you, my smile has never looked better. If you have a smile that doesn't reflect your heart and your passion for life, if you have teeth that hurt, if you have teeth that are failing, you are living exactly what I was living. And this has been transformational for me. I mean, truly life-changing. And I'm so thankful. I'm not a movie star, but I definitely, thanks to Dr. Jacob, I have a movie star smile.
How you doing? I'm here at the Woodlands for my 4-month visit with Dr. Jacob, the team at ClearChoice. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be awesome. I am about halfway through the treatment plan, and then I'll get my permanent teeth. So here I am, here we go. I'll let you know what happens.
A few hours later.
It's 2:30 p.m. and I just got home from ClearChoice in the Woodlands, and it was great to see Dr. Jacob. It was great to see the team. This was my 4-month visit. I was there for quite a bit of time. I got there at 8 o'clock this morning. I knew today was going to be about all of the preparation for my permanent teeth. The first thing they did is take a series of photos. In the first photo, she just wanted me to smile. And then she wanted me to, and she's standing right in front of me, and then she took a photo of me with my mouth slightly open, like that. And then she wanted me to do an exaggerated smile, something like this. She said they would use these photos while making my permanent teeth. The process of all of the different measurements that they did was so involved and so detailed that I couldn't begin to explain to you how they did it or why they did it. I just know that at the end of the day, these are going to be used for making my permanent teeth. I mean, that's the reason you're there in this 4-month visit for so long, is because they're being very specific with all of these different measurements to make sure that your permanent teeth are exactly the teeth that you want to have for the rest of your life. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but in your temporary teeth, in these temporary teeth, there are no molars. There are implants behind these where the molars in your permanent teeth are going to go, but there are no teeth back there. These teeth go back to a certain place and then they stop. Your permanent teeth will have the molars. So when they were doing the impressions today, all of that was to accommodate everything, the teeth in the front, but all the way going back. One of the things that I experienced today was the importance of allowing your jaw time for the bone to heal. What I mean by that, as I just mentioned, there are no molars, but you have the implants there with the plugs. On my upper right, back in here, in the very back, when I had my surgery back in August, they put an implant there, they stitched it over, and they just wanted to they said if they put the plug in there and they did this, it would just spin. By allowing that bone to heal around the implant, now when I get my permanent teeth, everything's going to be ready and everything's going to be in there secure the way it should be in every situation.
I am here back at ClearChoice in the Woodlands to see Dr. Jacob. I had my surgery on August 9th. It's now January 9th, 2024. And I'm going to go in today, and I think we're going to start the final steps to get my permanent teeth. They've taken impressions, and so this should be fun. I hope you can hear me. It's windy out here, and for the Houston area, it's a little chilly.
A few hours later.
So I'm home now from my appointment. Today is January 9th, 2024. I had my surgery on August 9th, 2023. So from August until now, you know, I've gone through multiple visits. And so today's visit was a lot of fun, and I'm going to go through exactly what happened today. As is the case with all of my appointments, I get a call just as a friendly reminder that I have an appointment coming up. I also get that reminder on the new app, and it also indicates that I have a pending appointment that's coming up, and it goes through the details of what I can expect in that appointment. I have found the new app to be a really great resource to look at your treatment plan, to look at your appointments that are coming up, and to really give you a scope of the work that's been done and what you expect on your follow-up appointments that are going to be coming up in the future. It just kind of gives you a sense of this is where I've been, this is where I am, and this is where I'm going. Today's appointment was like all of my other appointments. I walk inside, they're expecting me. I walk in, just check in, say I'm here, and then I will get called back to go into the dental room. When I go in there, they will always have me wash my hands, and then they'll have me use IO rinse to rinse my mouth out. As I said, today's appointment was a lot of fun. The process at the beginning is very similar to what I've experienced before. I go in and they remove these teeth. They remove the teeth up top, and then they remove the teeth at the bottom. The process, and I don't think I've explained this yet, but as you know, there are screws that are holding these in up here and screws that are down here. What they will do is they will go in, and these screws have this plug of a material, and they remove the material, and then they unscrew the screws at the top, and they pull the teeth out, and they remove the material, and they unscrew the screws at the bottom, and they pull those out. So now you don't have any teeth in your mouth. Here's what's interesting, and I made this point in my last video. The temporary teeth only go so far back. You don't have molars. After my temporary teeth have been removed, the first thing they do is they'll go in and they'll just take a look at my gums to make sure everything is healing, make sure there are no infections or anything like that. My gums look great. I have been following the cleaning, the daily protocol in terms of keeping my gums healthy and allowing them to heal, which they've done. So everything looks great. So after they get the temporary teeth out, they do an inspection of that, and then they're ready to start working on today's appointment items. In today's appointment, they took the molds that are going to be used to make my final set of teeth. They take these molds and they place those in my mouth on top and on bottom. So once they have the mold of my permanent teeth screwed into my mouth, they start having me go through different counting practices. And so I will count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they'll have me say 66, 77. They'll start having me count from 60 to 70, from 70 to 80. And they'll have me go through this. And then with this temporary mold, they will make adjustments in there. Now, I have to tell you, I'm sitting there, so I don't know what they're doing, but they're making some adjustments and measurements and things like that to this mold, and they'll have me go through that counting process again. I can hear that the counting is getting better and the sound is getting better, and they'll make an adjustment and they'll say, do this again. Count 1 to 10, say 66, say 77, count from 60 to 70. They'll have me go through all of these different counting exercises, and they're making these adjustments and they're doing these different measurements. They give me a mirror and they say, what do you think? And the first thing that I noticed immediately is that the teeth are more defined. If you look at these teeth here, they're kind of just straight across, right? Straight across the top, straight across the bottom. They look beautiful, right? Compared to what I had before, these look amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, these are a 10. But when they put the mold of my permanent teeth in my mouth, and so each tooth is more defined. And looking in there, and you're just seeing this, I have to tell you, it is pretty amazing that you can improve upon this, right? I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? You can see that they're really detailed about each tooth so that each tooth looks natural and it looks like it's been in your mouth from the time you've been an adult. I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to my permanent teeth. I think they're going to look amazing. Yes, My temporary teeth look awesome, absolutely, but I'm really looking forward to having my permanent teeth because I think they're really going to be representative of the smile that I want and I'm looking forward to for the rest of my life, right? I want to close this video with this. If you go back and you look at some of the videos that I've done, go back and look at the earliest videos, you will see me talking about the amazing people at ClearChoice in the Woodlands. It's amazing as I look back and I feel so grateful for this experience. And yes, I am so happy that I have this beautiful smile. I am so happy that I don't have the pain that I had before. I'm so happy about that. A beautiful smile, no pain, that's amazing. But I am also extremely grateful for these amazing people that have come into my life through this process. I cannot express to you adequately how amazing these people are. And I am just proud to be a ClearChoice customer. I'm proud to be part of the ClearChoice family in the Woodlands. I'm so grateful to these amazing people that have really taken care of me, and I'm looking forward to getting my permanent teeth. I'm looking forward to sharing with you what that's like, showing you, and just allowing you to finish this out with me. This is going to be very cool. This is exciting stuff, and I'm really, really excited about showing you the conclusion to this journey. Pretty awesome stuff. Do you recognize these people? Take a look. These are the people that we all see in ClearChoice commercials. I would love to get all of these people in a room, just us, and make a video that shares our collective experience with dental implants from ClearChoice. That would be really cool if I could just get everybody in one room and let me ask the questions. There's one question that no one ever asks. I mean, I never get this question on YouTube. I never get this question from people that I see in the public, my friends, my family. This is a question that I never get email. This is a question that no one ever asks. And that question is, do you like your new smile? No one ever asks me that because the answer is simple. Who doesn't want a beautiful smile? Who doesn't want that? I spent over 60 years with my old smile. I love my new smile. So I would love to make a video with all of the different commercial stars that you see on ClearChoice commercials. I would love to make that video. The thing I think that is always captured pretty well is how people react emotionally to getting their beautiful teeth. You know, I think that is as real. These aren't professional actors, so they can't cry on command like this. Take a look at this scene. Now, this is an actor, you know, but look at these emotions and look at these tears. Okay, now look at this person, and you can see the emotion in getting their permanent smile. That's real emotion. I get my permanent teeth, like I said earlier, in just a few weeks. I'm really excited about that. I love my smile, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Special day.
Special day, special day. Well, today's the day. On August 9th, 2023, I was walking this same path, starting this process. Today's leap day, and I'm getting my final set of teeth. Here we go. Woo!
A few hours later.
So I'm back home, and as you can see, I have my permanent teeth. Today, when I got to the ClearChoice office, I got taken back to a room that I'd been there many times before. And once again, they explained exactly what they were going to do today. They took out my temporary teeth and they checked a couple of things, and then they started putting in my permanent teeth, and that was very exciting. My wife was in the room with me, and as they were doing it, she took pictures, and I told her she didn't want to see me without my teeth, and so she just kind of stayed over there in the side, and she waited till they put my permanent teeth in there. Here they are. They're beautiful. They feel great in my mouth. And I just love, it's still very surreal in having this amazing smile. Today when I arrived, there were 2 ladies that were there for a consultation. It's a lot different going in for your first appointment as opposed to going in for your last appointment. All of us have a path that we're going down and that take us to that place where we're saying, okay, we need help. This being my last video, I want to speak directly to those of you with hurting teeth that are watching this video and looking for some type of hope, looking for answers that can help you. I am so glad that I picked ClearChoice, and I would just encourage you, find a ClearChoice near you and go have a free consultation. It's still surreal for me to look in the mirror and see this beautiful smile looking back at me. There are very few things in life that exceed expectations. The first thing that I can remember really vividly exceeding expectations, and those of you that are grandparents know this to be true. When you have grandkids, whatever you think that it's going to be, it will definitely exceed that expectation. Grandkids are awesome. I can tell you when I started this process, I had hopes of what the process would be. And I can tell you that my experience at ClearChoice in the Woodlands, my experience with Dr. Jacob and her team have exceeded every expectation that I had for this journey. I've gone from being a hopeful ClearChoice patient to an all-out ClearChoice advocate. I feel tremendous gratitude for the wonderful people who made my beautiful smile possible. I feel gratitude for the way they encouraged me. I feel gratitude for how they educated me and how they helped me get through each individual step of this process. I feel exceptionally blessed by getting to know these amazing people and being part of their family. Leaving the ClearChoice facility today brought a finality to this process that is both happy and sad. I will miss these people more than I can say. Absolutely. I will miss these people more than I can say. In sharing my journey, I hope that my videos have been beneficial. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you've learned something from my experience. I would like to end this video by thanking Dr. Jacob and her team at ClearChoice in the Woodlands. You have no idea how you've changed my life. Today when I left, I made sure to give all of you hugs, and I just want you to know you'll be in my heart forever. Today I can tell you I had to fight back the tears as I was telling people goodbye, because I don't know the next time I will be in, maybe a year from now, to go in for my annual cleaning. But I know I'm going to miss you guys. You're awesome, and I appreciate you so much. And I just want to say to everyone else, thank you for watching these videos. I love my smile, and I'm so grateful to the folks that made it possible. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.